These things that we have a look at here are how you approach problems and challenges. So think about the farm. Every day there's problems and there's challenges. And how we approach them is going to be similar to other people, or it's going to be different. Every day we have to influence people and contacts. As both of you work together, you have to influence one another. Hey, I want you to do this. Well, let me recommend a new way. You've also got other people that you're working with on your teams, and you've got to be able to convince them and persuade them to achieve the result. In addition, it looks at your pace and consistency. Now, some people like to work at a very fast pace, and sometimes they work too fast and they make a lot of mistakes, where other people like to move at a really slow pace and they just don't seem to get enough done. There's also people who are really consistent, and you might have those people who are on your team and they show up Monday to Friday, they get there at exactly 7 o'clock every day, and they leave at 3 p.m. and they're really predictable. There's other people who are more inconsistent. One day they come in at 6:15, the next day they come in at 6:45. They leave at 2:30, and then the next day they leave at 3:30. And these people could be looked at as inconsistent. But you'll also notice with that person, they can do any job, and they can change jobs or tasks from moment to moment and not lose any speed. Does that make sense? So on one hand, you've got these people who are really consistent, who can do the same thing over and over and again, and sometimes a harvester who can just pick, 40 kilos an hour over and over and over and again. That's really good. But sometimes if you take people from harvesting and you put them into the workshop where the work changes every 10 to 15 minutes, they can feel overwhelmed or confused because they say there's not enough consistency here. Does that make sense? So you're going to see these people on the farm in different departments. DISC also explores how you approach procedures and constraints. Now, there's people on the farm and people in your team who are really good at following the rules. And then there's people on the farm who always seem to break the rules. Can you picture those people in your mind? That person always does the right thing. This person always seems to be breaking the rules. Now, when we look at DISC, it's part of their personality. And once we can understand their personality, we can start to predict their behaviors. If I get them to do that job, will they follow the rule? No. Okay, that's not the right job for them. I'll put them over there. Is this person good at convincing people? No. Well, I won't get them to try to convince others. Who on my team's good at convincing people? That person there. I'll let them do it. And so DISC helps you understand who your team members are, what their strengths are, and their limitations. You also understand your limitations and your strengths. So you learn to say yes to the right things and no to the other things.